Geography of the terrain is the term that explains both the relative location and the structure of a plot of Earth to its context. If there is a geopolitical term to state the status of Malta, we can describe it as the land conquered by any of those who want to assert power over the Mediterranean, and there were a lot of powers that sought this strategic leverage. The strategic importance of Malta was derived from the fact that Malta's unique geography can be described as a sea fortress, mountainous land filled with natural choke points and natural harbors in form of bays with narrow access easing surveillance and protection while being relatively close to all coasts of the Mediterranean, as it was actually in the center of the Mediterranean basin, with the supervision over the sea lanes between the Mediterranean eastern and western banks. The Mediterranean basin, the sea which was the dream of all powers to exercise their power upon, as the Roman hegemony once influenced and dominated all its shores and turned this sea into its lake and core for its empire. Despite the Roman Empire being an ancient piece of the past, it was still an affiliation and reference to great leaders, emperors, and dictators. The question of who is the true Roman? This question was a reason for the rise and fall of dynasties and centuries of hostility between rivals. The question, which was answered by decades of rivalry and millions of deaths throughout the centuries and remained unanswered to this day. Was it the not holy, not Roman, not empire, the Ottomans who conquered the Byzantine Roman remains, or Charlemagne Frankish Empire? Was it the fascist Italian Republic of Benito Mussolini? Was it Russia, or even the United States of America? Everyone has his claim, but no one has a claim. The name is an obsession for rulers and empires to this day. The Maltese island was crucial as it was the key to projecting power over a lot of the shores the Romans had conquered and a springboard to conquer and dominate over lucrative sea lanes in the proximity of its easily protected harbors. The Maltese island was the key sea fortress, the location from which any faction can keep its navy available and ready to be shown at any place of need throughout all shores of the Mediterranean. That was the reason Malta was conquered by various and diverse imperial powers. The Romans laid claim after the Second Punic War, the Arabs took over for more than 2 centuries, the Habsburgs followed, the Ottomans tried, Napoleon took it for a brief. The British Crown laid claim and asserted power, not only controlling Malta but also at a time all corridors and choke points in and out from the Mediterranean. They were the first after the Roman Empire to dominate the Mediterranean Sea. In our world, due to Earth's geography, there are vantage points and strongholds which grant benefits, power, and upper levy over rivals and other powers. Constantinople, Malta, Gibraltar, Jerusalem, and Suez Canal are one of the most important locations from which a faction gained the upper hand on regions in its vicinity, moreover throughout the Mediterranean and beyond. They are indicators of whom rule over our world. Throughout the centuries it was either dominated by one faction, allies, or polarity like nowadays, as evidently we are living in an era of conflict or perhaps a world war. Think about the Ottomans' wide expansion and broad rise in Europe, Africa, and Asia after the conquest of Constantinople in 1453, Napoleon's plan to conquer Egypt to cripple British trade. The British occupation of Malta in 1800 paved the way after 80 years to conquer Egypt, therefore asserting levy over the Suez Canal, thus strengthening its Indian dominance and expanding into Australia, as well as the Habsburgs when they laid their grasp over Malta along with the Order of St. John. This led them to stop the Ottoman expansion and even defeating them later at the Battle of Lepanto 1571. There were a lot of factors in these successes and victories, but indeed gaining the upper ground is very major and is a crucial step to achieving domination. This was our explanation regarding the strategic importance of Malta's location and why everyone desires ruling Malta. Wait for our soon-to-be-released videos about Malta and check out our video about why Charles V gave the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem Malta. Like and subscribe for more in the future. Thanks for watching.